All right. I'm going to be easier on myself because I've been comparing myself to people who have been doing their craft for like 3, 5, 10, 15 years. And although I started manifesting in late 2020, that's kind of when I started to learn about it. My aunt Brenda, she called me. She's like, "Do you know anything about scripting?" Because I was having a really hard time finding a job. She was like, "Do you know anything about scripting?" And I was like, "No, tell me more." And so she told me about it, and that's how I started to go down into the rabbit hole of, learning spirituality, law of attraction, manifestation, all of that. And so for the past 5+ years, I had been knee deep, probably. I've been chest deep in the amount. Hang on, let me pause this. I'm watching things on Kevin Hart right now, which sparked the idea about it, because Kevin Hart's been doing stand up for 30 years now, and even though he's made all of this money and he goes to these huge arenas, like he's sold out like football fields, and but he will still like go and like pop in like little hole in the walls and go do comedy. And so that's kind of what started this whole thought of, I need to be so much nicer to myself, because that's, even though I have been focusing on manifestation and all of that for 5+ years, I didn't really start, if I'm being honest with myself, I didn't really start taking my career seriously, or even my identity as a person with a creative career seriously, until like a month ago. Doesn't mean that I'm discounting all of the times and efforts that that I was working on projects or anything like that. But I wasn't taking myself seriously I took my projects seriously, but I didn't take myself seriously as a creative entrepreneur, as a creative, star. And so now that it's been this month, and maybe if I'm being even kinder to myself, I can even think about when I first started career coaching, and once we got past the oh my god, I hate my job stuff, I finally kind of got more into but I also love to perform and I love to tell stories. Like I feel that I am a griot at heart. A griot, Griot. It's a West African oral tradition. People carrying down stories, really valuing words and how important they are. And so even though I do feel that I have been taking myself more seriously, I also recognize that I'm just starting this process. And yes, I'm 31. Yes. Does not mean that there is going to be a limit, like a time limit on any of my dreams. It's just that if I don't do them at all, then I'm probably going to regret it. So the plan right now is to continue to do my passion projects and the things that I love to do, and also take myself seriously and not be so afraid of being so obnoxious. It is what it is. What can I say? Okay, because that's one of the things that I will do, is that like I'll get into these stints where I'll post a whole lot, and maybe it's probably part of my cycle too, but I'll post a whole bunch, and then I'll be like, okay, people are probably annoyed at me. I'll stop. How about I just block them? How about they just block me? How about we just unfriend each other and we just call it a day? So being able to be seen is a big one, but also knowing that even if I'm annoying to some people, then that's okay. And so I feel like that's the part of I'm just now taking myself seriously, is where I'm kind of computing that. So we shall see. We shall see. I'm going to be very open-minded about how these next few years go. But I really do feel like if I give myself, even 1 to 3 years, and just kind of compare it to where I am now, and I'll just go from there. I'll go from there. But I want to be nicer to myself about being where I am, because even being able to take myself seriously as a creative, what would you even call that? A creative I know a creative entrepreneur is a thing, but like, that just feels so boring. As a creative moneymaker, that still feels bleh. We're going to work on that. As a creator of my life, I really, really want to give myself some more credit, or credit is due, because internally in here, it's popping. It's popping. It's ready. Now taking myself seriously. 1 month. Yay me. Even just to get to that point is really, 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 really freaking cool. So I'm going to celebrate that. Yeah. Bye for now.